Admiral James Harrison stood at the United Earth Defense Command's panoramic window, his weathered face reflecting in the reinforced glass as he watched the massive alien vessels materialize above Earth's atmosphere. 27 ships, each larger than anything humanity had ever constructed, arranged themselves in an attack formation that made their intentions clear. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies, sir," Lieutenant Priya Patel announced from her communications station, her fingers dancing across holographic displays. "The message is being automatically translated." The central holoscreen flickered to life, revealing a towering figure with iridescent scales and multiple sets of eyes. The alien's mandibles clicked as it spoke, the translation software converting its chittering speech into English. "People of Earth, I am High Commander Zyxtal of the Krivax Empire. Your world has been chosen for resource extraction. You will surrender 30% of your planetary minerals and 5,000 human subjects for our biological research division. Compliance is mandatory. You have 12 Earth hours to accept our terms." Harrison's jaw tightened as he exchanged glances with his second-in-command, Colonel Marcus Rodriguez. They had prepared for this moment for decades, but the reality of first contact being a threat still stung. "Send word to Director Yuki Tanaka," Harrison ordered. "Initiate Protocol Poseidon." Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility disguised as a marine research station, Director Tanaka received the message. Her team of quantum physicists had spent 20 years developing humanity's secret weapon, hidden in plain sight across Earth's oceans. The Krivax ships maintained their positions, their sensors sweeping Earth's surface, detecting only conventional military installations and what appeared to be primitive defense systems. Their scans, however, couldn't penetrate the quantum-shielded depths of Earth's oceans. As the hours ticked by, the United Earth Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from every nation gathered virtually, their faces grim but determined. Council President N. Namdi Okhafer's voice was steady as he addressed the alien commander. "We request an extension of 24 hours to properly consider your terms," he stated diplomatically. The alien commander's multiple eyes narrowed, but he granted the extension with obvious disdain. In underwater facilities across the globe, teams of scientists and military personnel worked frantically to bring the quantum defense grid online. The project, codenamed Poseidon's Trident, had been humanity's best-kept secret for a generation. "Power distribution at optimal levels," reported Dr. Fatima Hassan from the Indian Ocean facility. "Quantum resonance chambers synchronized." Admiral Harrison received continuous updates as humanity's true defensive capabilities awakened. The aliens above remained oblivious, their arrogance preventing them from questioning why Earth's military response seemed so limited. "They're scanning us again," Lieutenant Patel reported. "But the quantum masking is holding. They can't detect the grid." Harrison nodded, watching the countdown timer. They needed just a few more hours to bring all systems online. The aliens' contemptuous grant of extra time would prove to be their undoing. In the Mariana Trench facility, Director Tanaka supervised the final calibrations. "All facilities report ready, Admiral," she communicated. "The grid can be activated on your command." As the deadline approached, High Commander Zyxtal grew increasingly confident. The humans appeared to be exactly what their initial scans had suggested, a primitive species barely capable of space flight, suitable only for exploitation. What the Krivax Empire failed to understand was that humanity had not spent its resources on visible space weapons or planetary defenses. Instead, they had focused on something far more subtle and devastating, a weapon that would turn the very oceans the aliens coveted into their destruction. With 1 hour remaining, Admiral Harrison prepared Earth's response. The message he would send would reshape the galaxy's understanding of humanity forever. He thought of all the sacrifices made to reach this point, the trillions spent in secret, the thousands who had dedicated their lives to the project, the unwavering unity of Earth's nations in keeping this single secret. The time had come to show the Krivax Empire why humanity had survived countless extinctions, ice ages, and its own destructive tendencies. Earth was not merely a resource to be harvested. It was humanity's cradle, and they would defend it with everything they had. The final hour of humanity's extended deadline cast long shadows through the United Earth Defense Command Center. Admiral Harrison watched tactical displays showing the Krivak's fleet's positioning. Their massive ships now spread in an attack formation that would allow them to target Earth's major population centers simultaneously. Quantum grid synchronization at 98%, Colonel Rodriguez reported, his dark eyes fixed on the streaming data from Earth's oceanic facilities. Director Tanaka reports all nodes are responding optimally. In the depths of the Pacific facility, Director Tanaka's team worked with practiced precision. The quantum resonance chambers hummed with barely contained energy, their true purpose hidden beneath decades of careful misdirection. To the world, and more importantly to the alien sensors above, these facilities appeared to be nothing more than deep-sea research stations studying marine biology and oceanic currents. High Commander Zeichsel's voice boomed through the command center again. Your extended deliberation period expires in 30 minutes. We detect no significant military mobilization. Your species shows wisdom in accepting its inevitable submission. Lieutenant Patel muted the transmission, her hands steady despite the tension. They're still scanning our orbital defense satellites, sir. They think our outdated missile systems are our primary defense. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, Dr. Hassan's team activated the southern quantum node, completing the global network. The facility's lights dimmed momentarily as power surged through superconducting cables laid in secret across the ocean floor, connecting every major installation in the quantum defense grid. All facilities report final status green, Rodriguez announced. We can activate the grid at your command, Admiral. Harrison nodded, thinking of the countless simulation runs, the years of preparation for this moment. The quantum defense grid represented humanity's greatest technological achievement, a weapon system that used the vast oceans themselves as both shield and sword. In the Krivak's command ship, High Commander Zeichsel received a puzzling report from his science officer. Commander, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the planet's oceans. They appear to be some form of quantum fluctuation, but nothing that matches our database of primitive species capabilities. Zeichsel dismissed the concern with a gesture of his upper appendages. Their planet is largely covered in water. Such anomalies are to be expected. Prepare the primary weapon systems. When their deadline expires, we will demonstrate our power by eliminating their largest military installations. Back on Earth, Director Tanaka initiated the final sequence. Quantum computers processed billions of calculations per second, coordinating the precise resonance frequencies needed to create devastating weapons from ordinary seawater. The technology had been inspired by studying subatomic particles in ocean currents, leading to a breakthrough that even the advanced Krivaks had never conceived. Grid fully synchronized, Tanaka reported to Admiral Harrison. All nodes report ready for activation. Quantum targeting systems locked on all 27 hostile vessels. Harrison straightened his uniform and nodded to Lieutenant Patel. Open a channel to the Krivak's fleet. The alien commander's image appeared once more, his multiple eyes gleaming with anticipated victory. Have you come to accept our generous terms? No, Commander Zeichsel, Harrison replied calmly. We've come to present terms of our own. You will withdraw your fleet immediately, or we will be forced to demonstrate why Earth's oceans cover 70% of our planet's surface. The alien commander's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. You threaten us with water. Your species' primitive understanding of power is almost entertaining. Those oceans you dismiss so easily, Harrison continued, have shaped our evolution, our history, and our technology in ways your scans cannot comprehend. They are not merely resources to be harvested, they are the source of our strength. At Harrison's signal, Director Tanaka activated the first phase of the quantum defense grid. Across the globe, massive quantities of seawater began to undergo quantum transformation, their very molecular structure shifting into weapons more powerful than anything the Krivaks had encountered in their long history of conquest. The alien commander's amusement turned to confusion as his sensors detected the rising energy signatures. What is this deception? Your technology is not capable of. You made 3 critical mistakes, Commander, Harrison interrupted. You assumed our technological development would mirror your own. You believed our oceans were merely resources to be taken. And most importantly, you gave us time to demonstrate just how wrong those assumptions were. As the quantum defense grid reached full power, humanity prepared to show the galaxy why Earth's oceans had always been more than they appeared. The true power of humanity's best-kept secret was about to be revealed, and the Krivax Empire would learn why it was a terrible mistake to threaten a species that had turned its greatest natural resource into the ultimate defense system. The first shot of the war between humanity and the Krivax Empire wasn't fired from a conventional weapon. Instead, it emerged from the depths of the Pacific Ocean as a concentrated beam of quantum-transformed seawater, its molecular structure altered to bypass advanced alien shielding technology. Primary node activation successful, Director Tanaka's voice came through crisp and clear. Quantum resonance stable across all oceanic channels. The Krivax fleet's sensors detected the attack a fraction of a second too late. The beam struck their outermost vessel, passing through its shields as if they didn't exist. The massive warship's hull began to disintegrate at the molecular level, its structure coming apart in a spectacular display of light and energy. High Commander Zeichstel's multiple eyes widened in shock. Impossible! Their technology is primitive. All vessels open fire on their population centers. But before the Krivax fleet could launch their attack, more quantum beams erupted from Earth's oceans. The Indian Ocean facility, under Dr. Hassan's direction, targeted 3 ships simultaneously. The aliens' advanced armor, designed to withstand conventional energy weapons and projectiles, proved useless against weapons that operated on quantum principles they had never encountered. Atlantic grid now engaging, Colonel Rodriguez reported, his voice steady despite the incredible scene unfolding on their monitors. Multiple direct hits confirmed. Lieutenant Patel's fingers flew across her console as she coordinated communications between the global defense network. Sir, the Krivax are attempting to adapt their shields. They're modulating frequencies trying to match our quantum signatures. In the Antarctic facility, teams of scientists worked frantically to prevent the aliens from developing countermeasures. The quantum weapons' frequencies shifted constantly, guided by artificial intelligence systems developed specifically for this purpose. They're launching fighters, Rodriguez announced as smaller craft poured from the larger vessels, detecting energy weapon signatures powering up. Admiral Harrison watched calmly as the alien fighters descended toward Earth's atmosphere. Activate secondary defense protocols. Show them why we let them think our oceans were just water. Across Earth's oceans, massive vortexes began to form. The quantum defense grid didn't just transform seawater into energy weapons. It could manipulate the oceans themselves. Columns of water rose into the sky, their molecular structure altered to create impenetrable barriers against the incoming fighters. The alien craft fired their energy weapons, only to watch in horror as their beams were absorbed and redirected by the quantum-enhanced water shields. Several fighters, caught in the vortexes, found their systems failing as the quantum fields disrupted their power cores. In the Krivax flagship, chaos erupted as reports of failures cascaded through their command chain. Our weapons have no effect, a tactical officer reported, his mandibles clicking in panic. The humans are using technology that defies our understanding of physics. High Commander Zeichstel fought to maintain control of his forces. Launch all remaining fighters, target their ocean facilities. They must have surface installations coordinating these attacks. But the Krivax Empire had gravely misunderstood the nature of Earth's defense system. The oceanic facilities were protected by layers of quantum fields, their exact locations impossible to target. Each attempt to strike at the supposed source of humanity's weapons only resulted in more losses for the alien fleet. 7 enemy capital ships confirmed destroyed, Rodriguez reported. Their formation is breaking apart. Director Tanaka's voice came through again. Quantum grid holding stable at 85% capacity. We can maintain this level of engagement for another 6 hours if necessary. Admiral Harrison opened a channel to the remaining Krivax vessels. Your fleet is in ruins, Commander Zeichstal. Each moment you remain in Earth's orbit costs you more ships and lives. We've spent decades preparing for this moment, turning our oceans into a weapon you couldn't possibly comprehend. Withdraw now, or we will be forced to demonstrate the full power of our defense system. The remaining Krivax ships began to retreat, their once-proud formation now scattered and broken. But High Commander Zeichstal had one final card to play. His flagship turned toward Earth, its main weapon powering up for a desperate strike. If we cannot have your world, his voice boomed through the command center, then we will ensure no one can. But he had waited too long. At Admiral Harrison's command, every node in the quantum defense grid activated simultaneously. The oceans of Earth rose up in a display of power that would be remembered for generations to come, ready to demonstrate why humanity had chosen to hide its true strength beneath the waves. The Krivax flagship's main weapon began to glow with an ominous purple light, its energy readings exceeding anything Earth's sensors had previously detected. High Commander Zeichstal had activated their civilization's most destructive weapon, a planet killer capable of rendering entire worlds uninhabitable. Energy surge detected, Lieutenant Patel announced, her voice tense. They're channeling power from their entire remaining fleet into the flagship's main cannon. Admiral Harrison's expression remained steady as he turned to Colonel Rodriguez. Status of the quantum grid. All nodes operating at peak efficiency, Rodriguez replied. Director Tanaka reports we can redirect power from the damaged Krivax vessels to boost our defensive capabilities. In the Pacific facility, Director Tanaka and her team worked with practiced precision, their quantum computers processing countless calculations per second. They had simulated this scenario, an enemy's final, desperate attack, but never with such devastating weapon signatures. Admiral, Tanaka's voice came through, we're detecting unusual particle behavior in their weapons system. If they fire, the blast could potentially trigger a chain reaction in Earth's atmosphere. The remaining Krivax ships had formed a circle around their flagship, channeling their power into what would be their final attack. High Commander Zeichstal's voice echoed through the command center, filled with a mixture of rage and desperation. You may have defeated our fleet, humans, but your victory will be meaningless. This weapon will turn your precious oceans into vapor, your atmosphere into plasma. Your world will serve as a warning to any who dare resist the Krivax Empire. Dr. Hassan's voice cut through the tension. Admiral, we've analyzed their weapons' quantum signature. There's a way to not just stop their attack, but to turn it against them. Explain, Harrison commanded. The quantum fields we've generated in our oceans, they don't just transform water into weapons. They can create a resonance effect that amplifies and redirects energy, if we time it perfectly. Harrison nodded. Do it. All facilities coordinate with Dr. Hassan's team. The ocean's surface began to churn as the quantum defense grid shifted to a new configuration. Massive whirlpools formed at strategic points across the globe, their waters glowing with an ethereal blue light as quantum effects altered their very structure. Krivax weapon at 90% charge, Patel reported. Firing sequence initiated. All facilities synchronize quantum fields, Tanaka ordered. Prepare for energy redistribution on my mark. The flagship's cannon fired, releasing a beam of devastating energy toward Earth. But instead of striking the planet's surface, the beam hit the first layer of quantum-enhanced water. The ocean itself seemed to come alive, transforming into a massive lens that caught and channeled the energy. Quantum field holding, Rodriguez announced. Energy redistribution network stable. The beam's energy coursed through Earth's oceans, following paths created by the quantum grid. Each facility added its own power to the stream, amplifying and reshaping it. The water itself became a vast energy conductor, turning the planet's oceans into the largest weapon ever created. In the Krivak's flagship, alarms blared as their sensors detected what was happening. "Impossible," Zyxtel screamed. "Redirect power to shields, break formation." "Now," Harrison commanded. The collected energy shot back into space, not as a single beam, but as thousands of quantum-enhanced streams. Each stream targeted a specific point on the remaining Krivak's ships, bypassing their shields just as the initial attacks had done. The alien vessels began to break apart, their molecular structures unable to withstand weapons powered by their own attack. High Commander Zyxtel watched in horror as his flagship's hull began to disintegrate. The mighty Krivak's empire, which had conquered countless worlds, was being defeated by a species they had grossly underestimated. "Admiral," Patel called out, "I'm detecting escape pods launching from the enemy vessels. The Krivaks are abandoning their ships." Harrison watched as the remaining alien vessels collapsed into clouds of debris. Humanity's victory was complete, but he knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy would soon learn of Earth's defensive capabilities, and the message would be clear. Humanity was not to be trifled with. "Send to all facilities," he ordered. "Power down the grid but maintain defensive posture, and get me a secure channel to the United Earth Council. They need to know that we've just announced our presence to the galaxy in a way that can't be ignored." 3 days after humanity's victory over the Krivak's empire, Admiral Harrison stood in the United Earth Council chamber, surrounded by holographic displays showing the aftermath of the battle. Debris from the alien fleet still orbited the planet, being carefully collected and studied by teams of scientists eager to understand more about their former adversaries. "The interrogation of captured Krivak's crew members has been enlightening," Colonel Rodriguez reported to the assembled council members. "They've revealed that their empire spans over 30 star systems, all conquered using the same tactical approach that failed against Earth." Council President Ockafer leaned forward in his chair. "And what of their response to this defeat? Should we expect retaliation?" Director Tanaka stepped forward, her usual calm demeanor now carrying a hint of satisfaction. "The Krivak's empire's entire first strike fleet was destroyed here. According to our prisoners, this represents nearly 40% of their total military strength. More importantly, the quantum technology we demonstrated has rendered their conventional weapons obsolete." The chamber erupted in murmured discussions as the implications became clear. Humanity hadn't just defended Earth, they had announced their presence to the galaxy as a major technological power. "We've already detected multiple non-Krivak's vessels at the edge of our solar system," Lieutenant Patel announced, bringing up new sensor data. "They appear to be observation craft from other civilizations, watching to see how we handled the Krivak's threat." Dr. Hassan's hologram flickered as she joined from the Antarctic facility. "The quantum defense system has proven more effective than any of our simulations predicted. We're already developing new applications based on data from the battle. The oceans aren't just our defense anymore, they're our gateway to the stars." Harrison activated a central display showing a new ship design. "Using what we've learned from the Krivak's technology combined with our quantum systems, we can begin construction of Earth's first true interstellar vessels. The oceans that protected us will power our expansion into space." "And what of the Krivak's survivors?" a council member asked. "Their escape pods are still in our custody." "We've offered them a choice," Harrison replied. "They can return to their empire with a message, or they can request asylum on Earth. Surprisingly, many have chosen to stay. It seems their empire's grip on its citizens wasn't as strong as they pretended." President Ockafer stood, his presence commanding attention. "Then we have a decision to make. Do we remain defensive, protecting Earth but staying within our solar system? Or do we take this opportunity to establish ourselves as a new power in the galaxy?" Director Tanaka shared a significant look with Harrison before speaking. "The quantum technology we developed can be adapted for peaceful purposes. Energy generation, terraforming, faster-than-light travel, the possibilities are endless. We don't have to choose between defense and expansion. We can do both." "And we should," Harrison added. "The galaxy now knows we exist and what we're capable of. The best defense is to ensure we have a say in shaping our stellar neighborhood, not through conquest like the Krivax, but through innovation and diplomacy backed by strength. The council chambers fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity stood at a crossroads. The same technology that had defended Earth could now take them to the stars. We've detected transmissions from at least 3 different alien civilizations, Patel reported. They're requesting diplomatic contact. It seems our handling of the Krivax has attracted some positive attention. President Okafor nodded thoughtfully. Then let us show them that humanity's ingenuity extends beyond just defensive capabilities. We'll establish diplomatic relations, share our achievements, and learn from others. But we'll maintain our strength, ensuring that what happened with the Krivax never happens again. As the council session concluded, Harrison walked to the observation window overlooking the Pacific Ocean. The waters looked peaceful now, giving no indication of the incredible power they had demonstrated days before. But he knew that beneath those waves lay humanity's greatest achievement, technology, that had not only saved them from conquest, but opened up the entire galaxy. Admiral, Director Tanaka joined him at the window. The quantum grid modifications are complete. We can begin testing the new propulsion systems whenever you're ready. Harrison smiled. Humanity spent thousands of years looking up at the stars, dreaming of reaching them. Who would have thought the key to getting there was in our oceans all along? As the sun set over the Pacific, casting golden light across the waves, Earth prepared for its new role in the galaxy. The Krivax Empire's attempted invasion had failed, but it had succeeded in awakening humanity to its true potential. The oceans that had protected them would now carry them to the stars, not as conquerors like the Krivax, but as explorers and innovators ready to take their place among the civilizations of space.